My name is Tony Pagliacco, and I'm running for National President of Omega Delta Phi. This is episode 25 in my video web series, and the reason why I've been doing all these videos is essentially to answer questions from brothers about my campaign, to talk about issues and concerns that I have personally about our brotherhood, and to also be able to sort of have a way of communicating with brothers about certain topics. So for instance, today, I had a brother contact me last night wanting to know about my opinion on the RD process and how regional directors interact with the chapters. And I had the luxury of being able to go, hey, here's an answer, here are my thoughts on the subject, but also check out video 6, which talks about regional directors and the role of the regional director in the big picture. So it was nice having that ability to be able to be like, look, I have all these videos on different topics. You know, if there's something you want to know, then here's an answer for you. And, you know, that can be shared with friends and other brothers and stuff like that. So, you know, there's a good argument for that. You know, good argument for having such a wide video collection. Today I'm going to talk about something really, really brief. In the last 2 debates that we've had, there's been one question that's been the same asked in both debates. And that question is, why are you running for president? And in both debates, I found it interesting because both of my fellow candidates had very similar answers, which were, to an extent, the time is right. And I found that to be interesting because, you know, you'd have to hear the full answer, but to me, the way I interpreted it was that the time was right for them to run for president right now. The time was right. They had either put in a lot of time in different positions in OD5, and they felt now was the time was right to run for president, or the time was right for them convenience-wise and in the, you know, where they are in stage of life or things like that. And so the reason why I found that interesting because my answer differed pretty heavily, and when they asked me that of, you know, why are you running for president? And I was pretty straightforward. I was like, well, it's not really about the time being right. It's about the brotherhood needing me. I feel that it's more about the time being right is that the time is imminent. The time is upon us. The time is here. We're at like I said before in numerous videos, we're at the crossroads in our existence right now where we have the ability to not only continue to scale, but also be able to manage our growth as we scale. If you look at a lot of companies that are out there, Twitter, Facebook, you know, just name those 2 for example. When they were growing, they had a problem of not being able to supply their employees or their users with the resources they needed because they weren't set up for it. They weren't prepared for how big they were getting. Same thing with Twitter. They had the same instance over there. But as you see more and more companies grow and more companies, you know, show success and get bigger, they're learning from those previous mistakes and providing the infrastructure and the resources to be able to support those. And that's very important because without having that support, without having those resources, everything falls apart down the chain. If you can't supply your chapters with the resources they need or the support that they need, whether it's products or advice or strategy or monetary resources. If you can't get that flow from the top down to the bottom, you're setting yourself up for disaster. So when I look at the state of our brotherhood right now, I find us at a very, very interesting spot. We're on the cusp of an explosion of expansion, of new brothers, of new alumni, and we need to be able to support that. Now, in my business experience, working at She Knows Media, working at Empower Media, working for Hasbro, I've become very experienced in not only building the resources and the processes that go on behind the scenes to make everything work, but also being able to have that one-on-one connection with all of the people that are involved in the organization. And for us, that would apply down to the chapter level, the regional, the local alumni level, all those sorts of things. My success has been able to grow and build teams to be able to manage that and be able to also show return and show value, showing something of what we get for doing something instead of just speculatively saying, well, we're going to do this, but we're not really sure what the outcome is going to be. So, in closing, I mean, I think it's a good point when people say, well, the time is right, but you don't get to really pick and choose when the time is right. When your brotherhood calls for you, you have to be there to stand up and answer the call. And that's where I think that's where my mind is at. Is I feel that the brotherhood has called out that we're in this position, we're in this state of flux, we're on the cusp of great things. We need a great leader to get us there. We need someone who's experienced in business. We need someone who's had strong career experience. We need someone who can facilitate and be able to manage expectations. And these are things that I've already done on a very large scale. So when I say experience matters, it's something I mean 110%. And so even though the time may not be right, the time is now. And I'm stepping up to the plate. I'm accepting the challenge. And that's why I want to be your president. So thank you very much for your time tonight. I appreciate it. We have plenty of other videos. You can get them at news.tonyp2015.com. You can also go to the general website at tonyp2015.com. Get all the information that you want there. And also you can follow us on Twitter, which is TonyP2015. Thank you very much. Have a great day.